and we gonna get going, Big D. All right. Are we on? We're on now? Oh. Fam, you know what? I'm still hearing the music from yesterday, if you know what I'm saying. It's a weekend like we ain't felt in years. Just go ahead and have a good time. I got Derrick. I see him in the screen. Talk about free agency, which is Derrick. Derrick is like about to give you. Derrick is a GM of the day. He is in charge. He is the boss. So Derrick will handle himself in that fashion when he gets through presenting his free agent list and who's going to be coming to the team within the next 3 days. We will question him at the end of his presentation. He will answer all questions. And fam, go to the Ronbo Sports app. You will see a little application there where you can vote whether or not you love this GM or, you know what, you're going to love this GM. Get ready to vote for him. You got an option, but don't vote for that option. Anyway, let us get started. Introducing the GM of the day, Derrick. Derrick, come on in, man.
Ronbo, my dude, what's good?
Derrick, you know, man, because like this time last year was anxiety and worry and fears. This year it's all about let's go kick some ass. And I tell you, I don't even know how to handle this, Derrick. We haven't had this kind of confidence in years. And they added more bodies. And Derrick, you're getting ready to add more bodies. Man, we gonna be like, the hell we gonna do? The 49ers, man. Arizona's dead. The Hawks just won't admit it, but they're in rebuild. The Rams have went out and got the wrong people. 49ers gonna dominate the West. I can hear the music already playing. Woo! All right, Derrick. Whenever you get ready.
All right, what's good, Niner fam? Let me start by saying if y'all ain't excited for this season, I don't know what the hell is wrong with you. You niggas is crazy. This 49er season, we going after that 6th ring.
Yeah.
So, let me start by saying the way I do my GM stuff is I put all my personal feelings to the side. This is a business. So this is strictly, everything I'm picking up here is strictly for us to win. So let me start with our free agent cap space. After the Garoppolo deal, we were sitting at about 60-ish million dollars. The first thing I did was look up how much cap we were going to need for our draft class. For our draft class, obviously, since we're picking up high, our draft class is going to be a little bit higher than, say a New England or somebody like that. So for that, I'm taking $9 million out of the 60-ish million that we have to spend, and I'm putting that to the side just for our draft. So whoever we sign, our draft is taken care of. We ain't got to worry about that. All right. Next thing I'm doing is I'm taking, that would leave us with about 57 million, 55, 57 million, somewhere around there. The next thing I'm doing is I'm taking another 10 million out of that, and I'm putting that to the side. Reason I'm doing that is because I'm giving us some money for a rainy day. We may need to make a mid-season trade. We may need to sign a free agent. Somebody may go down, vice versa, whatever. We got the money for that. If we don't use it, screw it, we'll roll it over next year. All right. So that'll leave us with about 47 million, and that's what I'm basing my free agent picks today off of, is about 47 million that we have left. The first thing, well, obviously, we need a cornerback. So, you know what? We need offensive lineman first. So let me start with that. Obviously, I wanted Norwell, Andrew Norwell from Carolina, if you don't know. The only thing about that is he's going to want 15 plus million. He'd be a good building block, but you make your team through the draft. I want to build my team through the draft. I want young players. This ain't about having a team good for 2-3 years and then we break them up. I want a dynasty for about 10 years like we had back in the 80s and 90s or 80s or whatever. and early 90s. So with that being said, Norwell's probably going to cost too much. He's going to be out of the price range that I want to work with, and somebody's going to give him a mega deal, and he deserves it. Don't get me wrong. So my next pick is Josh Saitan. He's a guard from Chicago. The thing about Saitan is he's a big guy. He's about 6'3", 320. He's 31 years old. He's a veteran. It's kind of what we need on our line. Our line is young, aside from Joe Staley. Everybody else is, pretty young. Saitan only had 2 penalties last year.
Yes.
They were 2 false starts. 2 holding calls, my bad. 2 holding calls, and it was 20 yards. He had 0 false starts. I don't know if y'all watched our games last year, but we had a bunch of false starts that killed our drives so many times. And to see somebody, that's not gonna, we don't have to worry about that penalty. I love that. So also he was actually the 6th ranked guard in NFL. Norwell's ranked number 2. So that's a good pickup. 31 years old. So what I'm thinking is we can get him probably for a 2-year deal. Maybe 14 to 17 million, somewhere around there, with signing bonuses or whatever. We could probably get a good cap hit for about $7 million, $8 million at the most. I'm thinking we can get him. That'd be a pretty, beast-ass pickup. So I'm liking that. I think the rest of our offensive line, we can go into the draft and, fill in some holes or wait to see who gets cut and pick somebody up because we got 10 million. Remember, I put that to the side so we could pick up whoever the frick we want.
Clever.
All right. My next thing is we need a cornerback, obviously. And when I set up all of this, I had Jermaine Johnson on there, but, we all know we got Richard Sherman now. Now, let me start by saying anybody who's a real 49ers fan, if you got a problem with Richard Sherman being on our team, you ain't a real fan. You got your personal feelings involved and you acting a little feminine right now.
Oh.
No offense, ladies, all my ladies in here, but you niggas acting feminine. So, because that man can play. He's still at the top of his game. I don't care about no injuries, none of that stuff. He could be 30 years old, all of that. You think John Lynch or Shanahan would have signed him with all them doctors we got if they felt he wasn't going to be ready? So they said the man's going to be ready by June 1st. He said he's assured them he'll be ready by June 1st, which means he'll be ready to go for OTAs. We don't got to rush him. We can set him off to the side, let him ease his way in. He already knows the defense because he played in Seattle. That's the kind of defense we run. So we can ease him in there and we don't have to rush him. And, it's a win-win situation. So, and we might have the steal free agency for, it's an incentive-laden deal. So if he gets hurt or if he can't do anything, believe me, they put it in there to where, we're off the hook. We won't get, bit, So with that being said, I like the Richard Sherman. He's going to make about the same amount that I had Tremaine Johnson on here, depending on how they structure the contract, it's going to be 11 million, 12 million here or whatever. And so it's about the same amount of money. All right. Next thing is I want Hyde in a wet. But after I started looking at Hyde, did you guys know that Hyde dropped 30 balls last year? I don't know if y'all know that. I had to look at that 3 times. I actually thought it was a typo. The man had 89 targets. Now, granted, I'm not gonna say he dropped 30 balls. It was 30 incompletions.
Yeah.
So it could be a tip, it could be whatever. But he had 89 targets, and he had 59 receptions. Yeah, that's mind blowing to me. I don't know if that's just me, but it's mind blowing.
That's not just you.
With that being, I knew he didn't have the best hands, but damn. What do you think about that, Ronbo?
Yeah, no, I tried my best to defend Carlos. I love Carlos, but you're right, and I saw that stat. There's a lot of people very sensitive about Carlos. I don't say anything about these things. Carlos missed a lot of key passes too. A lot of key passes. I mean, key misses that really hurt us. So
Yeah. So what I'm gonna don't get me wrong, if we can get him for a real cheap price, which I'm probably sure we're not going to be able to because I looked up his market value, and his market value is around $8 million.
Yep.
Yeah, so I'm not paying him $8 million. I'm sorry. I mean, he's good. He can be a beast. And as long as he doesn't go to, a rival, I'm pretty cool with if he wants to go somewhere. Even if he does, fuck it, we'll just stomp on his head too. So with that being said, my next pick I'm really excited about, and maybe it's because it's the 49er in me, but I'm picking up Frank Gore. And y'all can say what you want. Don't say that man old. Don't say nothing. That man is one of the most consistent running backs. Did you know that last year, Carlos Hyde had 240 touches for 938 yards? This was going to get you. Frank Gore had 180 touches for 961 yards. He actually had more yards than Hyde did with less touches.
Yeah.
And you're going to tell me that man ain't got it. And he can pass protect, and we all know he could come out the backfield and he can catch.
Yeah.
And me personally, all that work Gore put in for us when we was losing, I want to see Gore get that ring, man. I don't know about y'all, man. I want to see Gore get that ring. He deserved it, man. All that blood, sweat, and tears that man poured into this organization, man, he deserved that ring here, man. Amen. I don't want to see him get it nowhere else for 49ers, man.
Yeah.
So I'm picking him up. I'm thinking we can get him a deal, a couple-year deal. That'll be good for him. We can get it $8 to $10 million, and with signing bonuses, and we can prorate some of that money. We can get him, around $4 million cap hit, which is good. That'll solve one problem. Another problem is I'm picking up another running back, and the other running back I'm getting is Dion Lewis, who was formerly with New England. Dion Lewis is actually, believe it or not, he's the 4th ranked running back in the league. I didn't know that he had 896 yards rushing last year. I really didn't know that. I had to look up the stats, and I was like, what? I know he came out the backfield, but sheesh. And vice versa, he only had 35 targets. Now, how the hell Carlos Hyde had more targets than Dion Lewis? What's wrong with that picture?
Yeah.
So he had 35 targets and 32 receptions.
Yeah.
That means he ain't dropping too much.
Yeah.
So, I'm picking him up. He's fast. He already has a rapport with Jimmy G. And, he can come out the backfield, and he's deadly in space. We can get, and with Jimmy G's quick release, we get him in space, get the ball out to him. Man, I'm telling you, man, that could be dangerous.
Yeah.
And like I said, we got Gore. So, and with Dion Lewis, we can probably sign him for, we can probably get him for, sign him to a 3-year. He's only like 27. We can get him for a 3-year deal, maybe 15 to 17, 18 million. And then, like I said, with prorated money or signing bonuses and, all that stuff, his cap hit will probably only be around $5 million. So you're looking at it like this. We can either pay Carlos Hyde $8-9 million, or we can get Frank Gore and Dion Lewis for the same amount of money. That's, like, what you want me to say about that? Like, that's pretty much a win-win situation.
Yes,
I take that all day long.
And twice on Sunday.
Yeah, and then we got Joe Williams coming back, so we can see what he can, what he basically, can do whenever he gets healthy enough.
Yeah.
All right. Our next position of need is I didn't want it to be a position of need, but our whole Reuben Foster situation that we got going on. I don't know if he's going to get suspended. From what I'm hearing, it shouldn't be more than a couple games, and that's just preliminary. Like, it shouldn't be the 6 to 8 or 9 games like that was first reported. So I'm thinking, from what I'm hearing, it's anywhere between 2 and 4 games, which I can deal with that. I mean, I don't want to miss any games, but 2 to 4 is better than 8 all day long. But with that being said, we need an inside linebacker, and one of the free agents that Ronbo, we already probably went past that, but one of the free agents that I was going to sign that was also one of our own inside linebackers was Brock Coyle, and I'm signing him because he's not going to cost that much, and he knows the team already, and he's a good special teamer, and he's a pretty good, he filled in pretty good when Reuben, went down a couple times.
Surprisingly well. Yeah.
Yeah. So I will. We keeping him, but we need a veteran, and the veteran I'm picking up is Derrick Johnson from Kansas City.
Mm.
Um, he's a veteran, obviously. Like I said, he knows it's somebody we need in a locker room. It's not so much about but I mean, don't get me wrong, he can still perform, and he's still a monster on the field. Um, but he's just getting up there in age, so that's the only reason I got him on a 1 year deal. Like I said, we can do a 5 to 7 million somewhere around there. Give us a cap hit of like 4 million.
I like it.
Between there.
I like it.
I think we could do it, and obviously put some injury risk or something in there, some incentives in there. So
Clauses,
if he does luck up, and we have to use him for extended period of time, and he balls out, I mean, pay the man his money, and we got it.
Yeah.
I'd gladly pay if he show up.
Yeah. And Derrick, the nice thing is he understands his role on the team. When Reuben gets back, you take the back seat to him. But in the meantime, you the man until he gets back, and then if something goes on, we're calling you first. I like it. It's a win-win deal. And
he can mentor Reuben a little bit, and give him the ins and outs, and maybe even show him a few tricks, or give him some pointers, and any inside linebackers we may draft this year in the draft, because I'm sure we're looking at a couple of them. I've heard Roquan Smith and a couple other people in drafts too. So
and Rashawn looked his homie from Bama. Rashawn looked good in the combine, so maybe we'll see.
Yeah. So with that, I think he'll be a good locker room fit. My next pick is we need a pass rusher. And we don't get me wrong, we got Armstead coming back, and I like him. But, I'm not 100% sold on him yet. So with my next pick, I'm going to get Julius Peppers from Carolina. Obviously, I got him, just get him for a 1 year deal. He's up there in age too. It's not going to kill us. Make that incentive laden too. We can get him for about $6 to $7 to $8 million. If we need to go up, a little bit more, I'm happy to go up, because I don't know if y'all know, but Julius had 11 sacks last year. 11.
That's why Brian Lee loves him so much. Brian Lee.
He had 11 sacks. So, and for 30, what is he, 37?
Something like that. Beat everybody on our team. 30. He's 38. I didn't even realize it. Man is amazing.
Yeah. And with his size being 6'6" and all that stuff, I think he'd be good to be around Armstead and DeForest and all of them. And any tips and pointers he can give them, man, it'll only help. So I'm definitely taking Julius. And like I said, for a 1 year deal, man, listen, 1 year, to get it, man, I'll shoot. You better watch me. I give him, if he wants 7, 8, 9, 10 million, I give it to him just for 1 year.
11 sacks.
Yeah, that's just me. 11 sacks, shoot, I'll take that all day long. I mean, if it don't do nothing else, it'll make the opposing team slide their, protection over towards him more, which will give, maybe an Armstead or, I got Tank walking, but who knows? They might pick him back up, give him another chance. I don't know what Shanahan and then Lynch and them up there are doing, but I don't know what they thinking. I mean, but they might give him another chance. But yeah, with Peppers, I'm definitely taking that deal all day long. And like I said, we'll probably end up drafting somebody too, so it's all good. My next pick is a sleeper pick. Now a whole bunch of people might not agree, but I don't care. I'm running the show up in here. So I'm the GM. I'm trying to win. So I might get the steal of free agency right here. I'm picking up Tyler Eifert, the tight end that was with Cincinnati.
Whoa.
Now, Tyler's hurt and he's had injury, but coming out of the draft, one of his biggest pros was he was durable. So him being injured is not. It might be like the last couple of years he's been like that, but prior to all that, like, he really wasn't an injury-prone person. So I'm banking on the fact that he can get healthy. And if he does get healthy, just think about this. At one time, that man was the best he was considered one of the best tight ends in the whole entire NFL at one time when he was healthy.
That's right.
And if we can get him, and he's young, I would sign him to a 2-year deal for about $12 million. And, that way give him a year. Like if he, we ain't got to rush him back because we'll probably end up drafting. I heard Shanahan likes like a couple of tight ends in the draft this year, and they fall in love with a couple of them.
Yeah, I know which ones too.
Yeah, so
and you put some incentive clauses in there for him, right? I mean, Tyler, if you can stay on the field, it's going to be more money for you. Type of situation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah, and all incentives. And like I said, the reason I said 2 years because say he does stay healthy and he balls out, then we'll have a whole negotiating thing and have to worry about that all the year after. So if you make it incentive laden and make it production and games played, that whole deal.
Mm-hmm.
If he performs, we'll have him under contract for the next year, and then it'll give us like another year with him to if we want to keep him around. Because like I say, he's still young. It ain't like he's like 30 years old or nothing.
They heal up, yeah. Agreed.
So if he's young, we could have a steal in tight end. Like, I mean, seam buster, and he can block, and he can catch, and he's a red zone target.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so that might be the steal of a whole free agent right there, I'm thinking. But with all those picks combined, we've only spent $42 million. Now, my owner going to love me because I'm saving him money and we putting a winner on the field.
Yeah.
So I said we were going to have $47 million. So with that 42, I saved $5 million, which we could add into the $10 million. So we got all these players and we got $15 million to do whatever.
Yeah. And
so we can throw a barbecue out that bitch, something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Hey, hold on a second. I want to listen. If you have a question, remember it's hashtag Q and your question. Hashtag Q and your question for today's GM. All right. Derrick let me go over it again then.
Go ahead.
Players will be re-signed. Brock Coyle, 3 years, $4.5 million. Josh Sitton is going to get a 2-year deal of $14 million. And you got Frankie Gore coming back home for 2 years at $8 million. Dion Lewis, 3 years, $15 million. Remember, Dion Lewis catches the ball. You see, I knew about that stat about Carlos Hyde, but I love Carlos, and I was trying to give him the benefit of the doubt. But you know what?
Me too.
It's not feasible for us to be loving Carlos so much that we just lose all perspective. So he's right. You got to move Carlos, and they're not going to wake up early Monday morning and say, "Oh, we got to sign Carlos before we run out of time." I don't think so, fam. We got Derrick Johnson is 1 year at $5 million. Julius Peppers, of whom I didn't even realize that he had double-digit sacks last year because Julius has been around so long. He's going to get things done, but I didn't realize he was doing damn good. Peppers' 1 year deal, $6 million. Julius, come on down and listen. Watch this.
And guess what, Ronbo?
Yeah.
He had 9 the year before that.
I know, Julius. You can only hope to contain him. You can't stop him, Derrick. I'm telling you, 49ers and John Lynch will sign him in a heartbeat because John thinks if Julius would have been available last year, I think John would have got him. Because he went out and got Elvis when you can see clearly the best between the two was definitely Julius Peppers. Oh, man. And then Tyler Eifert, 2 years at $12 million. All right? That's good stuff. All right.
Pretty good pickup.
All right.
That's what I'm thinking. Shoot, our defensive ranks and our offensive ranks, man, I was looking at them, and, we had a 23rd ranked defense.
Yeah.
23rd. We gave up 116 yards per game rushing, which was ranked 23rd, and we gave up 235 yards passing, which was ranked 22nd in the league. We got to improve on that, man.
Oh, yeah. And you mentioned that.
Big time.
And who was instrumental in that run game? Remember how our run game improved as soon as Reuben could get back on the field?
Yep.
Yeah, this is why I keep telling people, man, you know what? We get rid of Reuben. Get rid of him now. Wait a minute. You can't get rid of Reuben. Do you see what happened to our run game after he came back?
Exactly.
Oh, man.
Reuben is the 6th ranked inside linebacker in the NFL, and he's a rookie.
I thought he's ranked 4.
Well, 6th overall.
4th in certain categories. Because Reuben is like, people don't understand. Reuben Foster is not your everyday normal, and that's why I was tripping too for a minute. I said, you know what? Because I got mad. I said, let's go ahead and get Tremaine Edmonds in here, and this way he can play the mic. Reuben could go to the wheel because he can handle that. And if something goes wrong, then we still got Tremaine at the top, and we still got Malcolm Smith. We'll be fine. Because, I freaked out. I panicked. But then I settled down, D, and I realized there's only one Reuben Foster. We got to have him.
Yeah.
So,
it's a couple of inside linebackers I was looking at too that we could actually, pick up if we wanted to. Which one it was? I was looking at Buffalo got 2 linebackers, Preston Brown and Zay Brown.
Oh.
And both of them, I think both of them are actually free agents. Zay Brown used to be with the Redskins. I remember him. He used to be with the Redskins. He's a tackling machine.
Yeah, somebody else was talking about Zach recently. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Zach is. Buffalo has done some very strange things in the last 3 weeks.
And the Preston Brown, he's only 25.
Yes, these guys aren't that old. So, so Derek, could they be head cases, or maybe somebody doesn't like their attitude in Buffalo or something? Because you're right. They're right. Their field production does not warrant saying goodbye to. It's very strange.
Well, they say Zay Brown. They said that his problem is not so much his effort, but like sometimes he takes plays off, and he has his flaw is he has a flaw dealing with. What was it? What did they say? His flaw was diagnosing run plays.
Oh yeah,
he can play receivers. I mean, he can play tight ends. He can play running backs out the backfield. And when he does decide and figure out a play, he hits the hole hard and he tackles everything. But the problem is he can't diagnose certain formations, and like when they run certain plays, he doesn't know where it's going at, so he hesitates, which it kind of gets him blocked up sometimes. That's one of his problems they were talking about with him.
And that's essential for if you're going to be a linebacker. This has to be a sixth sense. That's what Navarro Bowman was so excellent at. Man, Bo could diagnose a play before they snap the ball, and that's it. You know who else has a problem with that? Solomon T. You know what? I saw that several times last year. I don't want to cause no panic, but Solomon T, I hope I don't know what you do to a player at this point to help him with that, but Solomon T overran several plays all year long, and he's a rookie, and if we all say he's a rookie, he'll be all right. I'm just hoping, so.
You know what you do? You get Julius Peppers in there and help him out.
Yeah, that'll work every time.
You get a veteran. You get a veteran in there and show him the finer points of the game, and he can pick up some of that stuff from him.
Man. But he made some good plays, so that's why I said there's still possibilities. I'm sure Salah's going to pull him out. They're going to look at film. They're going to say, all right, you see this formation here, you see this formation here. Here's what you can expect, and maybe these are kind of things that can help. So we'll see, because he was good coming out of Stanford. Let me get you some questions here. Brunel Jacobs, do you think we will sign another free agent corner, or will it be done in the draft?
I'm thinking. I know we're definitely getting somebody in the draft. But I've also heard Bashaud Breeland linked to the 49ers on a couple of sites. Right. If you don't know about Bashaud Breeland, he's the Redskins cornerback. He's about 5'11".
Yeah.
He got more targets obviously because he was playing opposite, Josh Norman. So, but he held his own. I mean, he's 5'11", but he plays like he's like 6'2".
Wingspan.
And, for him being that size and still playing as physical as he does, I'll take him. And, if we can get him too, but we don't need him. But if we couldn't get Tremaine or another big cornerback, he was on my list of he was in my top 5 list of people to pick up if we couldn't. Because I know everybody's like, get Fuller and get this. Fuller's going to want almost the same amount of money as Tremaine. But the only thing is, the Bears put a transition tag on Fuller, which means
they can equal that money.
If you sign him to a deal, like if we get him for cheap, say if he says, all right, I'm gonna take a pay cut because I want to play for a winner, I want to play for San Fran, and we can get him for $10 million. The Bears with that transition tag, they can match it.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and that's all they're waiting for. That's why they sent him out there. Whatever you
that's
can
why
get,
they slapped it on him.
Yeah, whatever you get, we'll match it, but we ain't paying a dime more. And that's what you do.
So you would have to give him 15, 16, 17 million for them to be like, you know what, that's too rich for us.
Yeah.
So that's the only reason I didn't have him, because I was like, I don't know if I want to pay him that much money.
Yeah, turns into a bidding war. Adrian Mincy. He says, Adrian's a Rams fan, but thank you, Adrian. Appreciate you. Hey, appreciate you. All right. Hey, Dolanite says, here's a question for Mr. GM. Says, would you offer Philly both third round picks for Brandon Graham? What do you think about that, Derek?
Both third round picks?
And we do have 2 third round picks. Yeah, we do.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah,
would you give them both up for Brandon?
Ronbo, if we could do that, I'd do it in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
But guess what? Philly ain't giving that man up for no 2 third rounds.
I know, man.
They gonna want second and first rounds for him.
Yeah, because that's the man who won the Super Bowl.
If all they offering is third rounds, you know how many people be lined up trying to get him a second round pick for him right now? Shit.
Oh, so Dolak, yeah, that's you'd give that third round.
I mean, if we could get him for 2 third rounds, man, shit. I deliver them. I hand deliver them picks to him.
Oh man, I like you. In the first round, you get Tremaine Edmonds, which is my pick. The first round. In the second round, you get Isaiah Oliver, and give up them 2 third round picks. We can go home, because you know what?
Pretty much.
That fills up every hole because everybody's crying about the offensive line. You go ahead and get, like you just said, pick up Sitton in free agency because you want a veteran at that spot anyway. I worry about offensive linemen that just come out of the draft. Everybody's talking about Quentin Nelson's going to come in and just be the shit. I'm a little man.
You want to know a crazy idea I got, Ronbo?
Go ahead.
Yeah, I halfway don't want to say it, but I'm listen. As far as running backs, I've always wanted Saquon from the beginning.
You and me
Check
both.
this out, man. I would give our first round pick and a third maybe, and then a first round next year. If we can move up with Cleveland to get him,
he's a
number
freak.
one. I would take him.
He is a freak. He's gonna own the NFL. He's gonna own it.
Listen, I might mess around and give up our first and second round this year, and give up a first next year to get up there to get him.
He's gonna be awesome, man. I tell you,
Because think about it like this: I don't plan on being in the top of the draft next year, so our first round pick is going to be in the 32s.
Anyway,
because listen, I'm planning on being deep in the playoffs next year. I don't care what nobody says.
I know.
I ain't easing into nothing.
And if you got Barkley, you're guaranteed. Him and Jimmy G would be the most.
Could you imagine?
Ooh, Jesus Christ! There's nothing they can do defensively. We got a lot of questions.
Imagine what Shanahan would do with him.
With his imagination in mind. Another question from Sandro. Sandro Vellabeat says, so you are not a believer in signing Allen Robinson?
I'm not opposed to it.
Actually, we got 2 people. George Nicholas, too.
And I actually saw something like an hour ago on, what was I on? CBS Sports?
Or NFL Network.
No, it was CBS Sports.
Okay.
I seen an article on there that says 49ers not done with big ticket signings.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
You seen that too? And it had Allen Robinson on the cover.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It might be something there.
It might be.
My only thing is.
But your own opinion.
All right. My only thing is, we got Pierre coming back. Before Pierre got hurt, I know he's getting older. And I know we need to draft somebody younger, which is the reason why I wouldn't be opposed to signing. Like, I wouldn't be mad either way if we get him, if we don't. But when Pierre, before he got hurt, he was beast mode, man. Like, he was killing it. And then couple that with Marquise, And then now we got Trent stepping up, and now Kittle's coming around. Man, our offense, our receivers are like, they ain't that bad, man.
No.
They ain't bad at all.
Derek, I got the same argument with everybody talking about, we need to get some help with wide receiver. No, we don't. Listen, I said,
it ain't a dire need.
Did you see how good everybody looked as wide receivers after Jimmy G got behind the helm? Do you know what Garcon will look like with Jimmy G? And he was doing fine before Jimmy G got there. Now you move Garcon's game up another level. What does that look like? And now, you remember when he was in Washington with Kirk Cousins and him and DeSean Jackson owned that league or owned that division? Both of them were 1,000-yard gainers. If you put the Marquise we got now with Garcon and Jimmy G throwing the ball, you got 2,000 yards between those two easily. That's why I ain't worried about Allen Robinson.
And what's the offense's best friend? Unpredictability, right?
Yeah.
Last year on third down, everybody in the world knew we was going to Trent Brown. I'll say Trent Brown. Trent Taylor. Everybody in the league knew Trent Taylor was going to get the ball, and they still couldn't stop him.
Yeah.
When Garcon come back, he's a possession receiver.
Yeah.
So, if they double team Trent, we can go to Garcon. If they double team Garcon, we can go to Trent. It's going to open it up for everybody now.
And
they ain't going to know who to stick.
It's it. And in the tight end action, George Kittle went on a string toward the end of the season where he had a catch in every game. And these guys are going to evolve from where they were last season. This is what I'm saying. They don't have to spend a fortune on Allen Robinson. I'm with you. Allen Robinson looks good and everything, but he's not. You don't need to spend that kind of money. Get a kid out of the draft.
He's going to want $15 million.
It's not necessary. Because the problem with most people is they think there's a need for a number one receiver. Kyle Shanahan doesn't believe in number one receivers. If you're on the field, you're going to play. You're going to get the ball. He's going to work that defense. That's what he does.
If we get a number one receiver, we're going to get one in the draft, and he's going to develop into a number one.
Thank you. And that makes more sense. There's too many choices. Cortland Sutton's there, even though I'm not crazy about it. Aitman's there. Jaleel Scott. There's all kinds of guys in the draft that could be, and they ain't going to cost nothing for 4 years. It's my
Atlanta drafted Julio. They didn't go pick him up. They drafted him.
There's no such thing as picking up a number one receiver as free agent.
You know what, though?
It never happens.
What do you think about this, Ronbo? What do you think about getting either keeping Aldrick or getting rid of Aldrick and picking up Taylor Gabriel?
We on the same page. As soon as Wednesday gets here, I want to know that Taylor Gabriel's in camp. Aldrick Robinson, thank you, but we got to go from you, man. All right, because Taylor's here now, and we gonna do that. we got a bunch of questions to build up. Let me get this there. And also, what is it? There's so much just about Sammy Watkins. Real quick, what is your feel about Sammy Watkins? That's George Nicholas.
Depending on how much money he wants, I take him.
Yeah.
I mean, I like him. He's a deep threat. I don't think the Rams. I think that with Robert Woods and Cooper Kupp, I think they pretty much took over. Which I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing that both of them just came in there and took over from him, and he was supposed to be a big free agent signing. So I don't know about that. That like kind of makes me question some things.
Yeah.
But he definitely got speed. You can't coach speed, so. And I'm quite sure Shanahan will put him in a position and to be a mismatch for anybody. So yeah.
Exactly. Now I notice there's we have a lot of trolling going on our site here. Here's my favorite though. LeVar Ball says, I thought Sherman wanted to go to a contender. Hey, you know what's something, Derek? People are still underestimating the power of the G child. You don't win. It's like Kyle Shanahan says, you don't win 3-4 games in a row by luck. In
the NFL,
yeah. If anybody thinks that was lucky, if anybody thinks that you can beat 2 playoff teams, they wasn't trying. Well, that's BS too. There's no such thing as not trying in the NFL. You can get hurt not trying. So this is why I get a kick out of the low records, the disrespect. But what are you thinking on that?
Man, first of all, they wasn't trying. Jacksonville was still playing for a number 1 seed.
Mm-hmm.
You tell me they wasn't trying. They was trying. And Tennessee was still playing for their playoff life. They was still trying to get in the playoffs.
That's right.
So the only ones that probably sat people was the Rams.
Mm-hmm.
And they beat them like they were supposed to beat them with backups in there.
And let me run this by you too. Derrick, do you know the Rams? I would love to get a candid conversation with Greg. Why did you really sit your starters against the Rams? I know why. The thing is,
they didn't want them to get exposed.
And not only that, what if Jimmy G, as hot as he was, probably would have beat the Rams? Now they go into the playoffs having lost to a team that they have no respect for. You see, the Rams didn't believe in the 49ers. Nobody does at that point. And if you lose to the 49ers, how do you expect to beat anybody in the playoffs? So mentally, you got to keep these guys up. Guys, sit down, relax. We're going to put our second stringers in there.
Exactly.
Backfire.
So they still try to talk shit, talking about it was going to be a hat and T-shirt day.
Oh, yeah. Jacksonville, right? Hat and T-shirt. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, yeah. Greg Kennedy said...
They was trying. They weren't going to talk that much stuff and then not back it up. They was trying.
Oh, they was. And remember Calais Campbell? And when Jimmy G got that shot off for that touchdown, Calais had him. Calais kept barreling there. He took Jimmy G down. Jimmy got the ball off before Calais get him out because he didn't realize the legendary speed Jimmy G would get rid of that ball, right? Touchdown 49. Calais quotes. It goes to Twitter. I don't know how he got that pass off.
Yeah, I seen that.
More of that coming up next season. Greg says, if we sign Allen Robinson, should we stop there at free agency? But we just kind of covered that, though.
Yeah. Yeah. We ain't stopping.
Yeah.
We got too much money to stop with him, and he ain't gonna cost that much money.
If he does, he can keep walking. That is the thing. The 49ers may offer him some money, but if he starts getting he's gonna gouge. Like, you got to overpay for free agents anyway, right? Usually some amount you got to overpay, but if he gets crazy, Okay, Greg Kennedy says, why does everyone think that we should waste all of our cap space this year?
I ain't wasting it. According to my draft, according to my free agent pickups, we got $15 million left. So I ain't wasting nothing.
Yeah.
I'll maximize our free agent spending and hit every area that we pretty much need. And every area I didn't hit, we can either pick it up after, because we got cuts coming up too. So there's still a bunch of people that's going to get cut. So we got $15 million left after everybody I just named to pick up. And I pretty much hit all our problem areas. So and anybody else we pick up is extra. And
I love the $10 million the $10 million you set aside for the rainy day or the rainy day player that you may need later.
Know. Somebody might get hurt. We might have to make a free agent or somebody might want to trade or whatever. Mm-hmm. We got it. We can absorb in pretty much any contract with $15 million.
Yeah, Fredo wants to know, how do you feel about Jerick McKinnon over Dion Lewis? Does that appeal to you?
Not at all. Not at all.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Think about it like this: Jerick McKinnon got his spot took by a rookie.
That is, yeah.
So,
yeah.
In Minnesota.
And that means he'd probably get used again in San Francisco. I mean, see, Matt Breida's going to get. You know what? Matt Breida, we saw last season, was a subservient. I'm just happy to be in the NFL. I'm running behind Mr. Hyde. I don't overstep my bounds. I just do my job. See, you're not going to see that this year. You may see something happen with Matt Breida that you didn't expect. I'm looking forward to see what he looks like in camp. The Sheik says, should we trade back with the Bills and get Landry and my dog Sutton? Landry? What Landry? You're not talking about the Landry that's on his way to Cleveland.
He probably talking about the defensive end.
Harold Landry.
Yeah, Harold Landry.
Yeah.
He probably talking about trading back to pick him up.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'm sorry, Sheik. You're right. It's in the draft. I'm talking about the wrong Landry. What do you think about that?
I don't want to trade back, honestly, because, like I said, I don't plan on being this high in the draft for a few years after this year. So, unless we moving up, I don't want to move back too far at all. Like, if we move back, I'll move back a couple of spots, maybe not. Actually, no, because the Raiders going to take whoever,
we don't.
They'll probably mess around, take Edmonds or somebody like that too. So I'll be mad if they do that. So I want Edmonds, or I want a chance to get somebody else. Who knows? Nelson mess around if they get quarterback dumb and start drafting a whole bunch of quarterbacks, because every year they say, quarterbacks ain't gonna go, and then 3 or 4 of them go right back to back to back.
Right.
Next thing you know, Nelson's sitting at our lap at 9.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
I'm staying right where we are unless we go up. That's just me, though.
But Derek, would you? It seems drama has taken over in San Francisco as far as these dealings go. We just talked about. We were joking about Saquon. For real though, would you call Cleveland?
Man, I call them with the quickness. With the quickness, I get them our first and second round picks this year, and I get them first round next year. If they bite on that, guess what? Saquon, Jimmy G, Marquise, Pierre, George Kittle. Yeah.
Oh, talk about a set of triplets.
Hey, and then, like I said, for everybody who want Allen Robinson, just imagine adding him in there with Saquon and them too. Good grief, man. That offense would be deadly, man.
And as I said, there may be a kid, and you know what? If you do have any picks left, maybe there's a chance. I tell you, over there in Bama, that wide receiver, I'm thinking he may be one of the ones. We'll see.
Calvin Ridley?
Yeah. Something about him. Maybe it's his maturity, because Calvin is 24 years old. God, he looks razor sharp. Anyway, Greg Kennedy wants to know, can we stop talking about Barkley due to the fact that it's nothing but a dream? Greg, it's not a dream.
Cleveland ain't a dream.
Yeah,
if they're willing to give up them picks, you can get anybody you want. You just gotta pay for it.
And guarantee you, Cleveland already said, I read just on March the 3rd, the GM says, we are open to trading that first round pick. So,
They are.
Yeah. Because they can pick up a good running back. Running backs, you don't have to have the best running back, but you can have the next best running back, and there's plenty of them in this draft. I mean, Derek, this draft is running back ridiculous rich. From first round to third round, you can get a high quality back. Whew, man.
Yeah.
And Darius Guy says, as long as you don't ask him if he likes men, he'll play for you. I still can't believe they did that to him. Darius.
Oh, yeah.
Do you like men?
Darius Guice, yeah.
Guys. Us guys. What the hell's wrong with y'all, man? I'm going to tell everybody I know. You asked me that, too. And he did. Kid 23, he says, Malcolm Smith, our first, third, and next year's third for Bradley Chubbs. See, that's what we're talking about, Greg. That's a deal. Mr. J, what do you think about that? First, third, and next year's third. Boy, yeah. Because we get to stay in the draft. Oh.
But he want to swap first picks?
Yeah, he says, wait. Oh, Malcolm Smith is in that deal. I'm sorry. Malcolm Smith is in the deal. Our first, third, and next year's third. Oh, that's for Bradley Chubbs. I'm sorry. I looked at the wrong name.
Yeah, I don't know. I ain't sold on Chubb.
That's too much for Chubb.
But I don't know.
Yeah,
and he don't do it for me like a lot of defensive ends when they came out. Like he just don't. He don't give me that wow factor. Like I need that wow factor. I need to look at the tape and be like, wow, okay, I see you, buddy. I see you. But he don't do that for me though. I don't know. I'm not saying I know exactly like what he's gonna be in the NFL, but he just don't do it for me. I'm a gut person. I go off my gut. So.
In that case, how do you feel about Arden Key? Because Arden Key to me looks like actually could be the best talent in the draft. He doesn't know how to act.
Some weight.
Yeah, he's a little lean, but my God, I'm looking at his quickness and his technique and his moves. I don't think there's an offensive lineman that actually can stop him.
They can. You can do what we did with Alden Smith and bring him in situational. Bring him in on like third downs, just have him rush the passer.
First year. Yeah.
Yeah, and then ease him into it like that.
Yeah, because he can't set the edge yet, I don't think. So you're right. Yeah. Boy, he's got talent, though. Travis Millar wants to know, would get athletic offensive linemen later in the draft, undrafted to develop. Because, what he's hinting at there is, of course, Shanahan has already alluded to, the reason why we got Gilliam is because of his athleticism and his ability to go out in space and make plays. And I wonder, and I'm hoping Sitton can do that. I think that's the thing, and that's why I'm thinking maybe why the 49ers will not take Nelson if he's available. I don't know if he can move that quickly. What do you think?
Nelson? Nelson's a beast.
Is he athletic enough, though?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He can move fast enough. He's not he's what you call, he plays fast, but he's not time clock fast.
Yeah.
Like he's not gonna run a fast 40, like, obviously, like he did. Like he ran a slow 40, but he plays faster than he times. So
Yeah.
he's a football player. I'm take a football player over a combine warrior all day long.
Yeah, you
So,
know, you're right about football player
all,
versus
all I
combine.
know is when I look at the tape on him in the run game, I haven't said so many wows in my life. Every other play was like, oh shit, damn. Like he was putting people on their backs.
I know. He's strong. He is strong. My God, that boy's strong. So yeah, and you know what? It's under the same thing when people ask about what's the Hernandez? Is his name Hernandez? Will is it Will Hernandez? The guy from UTEP? There's another dude. Once he locks on, that's it. You're not going anywhere. So I said, you know what? He's not fast, but he's mean, vicious, and strong. Derek, I'm trying to distinguish between will that work in Shanahan's system? Because I don't even like Gary Gayham. But Shanahan does, and I know why. He thinks he can build him into the guy that's going to go out there and engage on that block so that running back can come clipping off him. You know how the zone goes. Mm-hmm. And I'm thinking maybe because these guys got to move their ass. I guess that's what's going on here.
Yeah, I mean, they could work on a technique and clip a few tenths of a second off of speed-wise. I mean, they can do some things to help them play faster. Mm-hmm. And then the more they know the offense, they'll play without thinking. So once they learn the offense and learn where they need to go and learn their keys and, who to block and all that stuff, like what Shanahan wants, they'll play faster just naturally, just from that alone. So,
because that's what Carlos is saying, right? Man, they wouldn't. Yeah. I couldn't get no blocks, man. Y'all blaming me. Yeah.
Think about that. We didn't even have an offensive line. He still almost got 1,000 yards. So imagine if we had a couple people up there in the interior at that, because that's where our whole line was getting collapsed inside, man.
True.
True. And they was getting murdered inside.
And Carlos will probably learn the scheme a little better because Carlos did take the wrong holds. Every now and then, if he'd have clipped off the right guard, there was the times, and I remember Trent Brown early in the season had dudes laying on their back. Carlos turned it upfield inside. I said, Carlos, you had your exit right 2-3 steps to your right. You were out of here. Anyway, that's what it was a learning process last year, and those are things that happen. Another question, though. Brunel Jacob says, would you trade for Tyrann Mathieu or sign him if he gets released?
Nah, we don't need him.
People don't understand.
The only reason I'll say that is because we already got a safety situation going on now where we got 3 of them. And, like I said, I'm thinking they're going to let Reed walk because he may want too much money. But his natural position is safety. We just asked him to move down into, like a more of a linebacker, outside linebacker position. But he's actually a safety. So we actually we got 3 safeties under contract, and then Reed's a free agent. So I actually like Colbert, who we drafted last year. Yeah. I like the way he filled, and I think with another year, he's going to be a beast. And I like Tart coming back too. So
over the top.
I don't know if they're going to keep Jimmie Ward there, or they're going to try to play him in like nickel corner or whatever. But he's safety too, so he was playing free safety too.
You know something, Derek? I got a feeling Jimmie Ward's going to stay on the team for one simple reason. Jimmie Ward is your auxiliary player. You can play Jimmie at every position in the secondary.
Yep. Yeah. Versatile.
Sal wants to know, should we get more DBs from the Hawks? Sheed Lane or get Melvin Colvin? He wants to continue to harvest the Hawks. What are your feelings on that?
No, they about to cut DeSean Shed, or did they already do it?
I heard his name mentioned too. Because the Hawks are cleaning house. That's a garage sale going on. I don't know.
I mean, we can get them dirt cheap. I ain't overpaying for them, but we can get them dirt cheap. Hey, they ain't got to move that far. Seattle ain't that far away, and they already know the defense. So.
Yeah.
And they get, like I said, that's why I think Richard Sherman is gonna ball out, because he gonna look at it like he gonna play with a chip on his shoulder because he gonna look at it like Seattle, like, all right, y'all don't think I got it? Wait till I see y'all twice a year.
You wish you
He
paid
could
me
torture
then.
their asses for a chance.
And he's the kind of guy that holds that kind of grudge
Yep.
too, you know. So
He's motivated. Ain't nothing better than a motivated, talented player. So
get it. Louis Hendricks says, would you trade for Brandon Graham instead of picking up Peppers in free agency? That's an interesting question. But you know what? That opportunity would never come. But what do you think?
Yeah. Nah, I mean, think about it like this. Julius Peppers not gonna cost us nothing but money.
Yeah.
We could do Brandon Graham, we're gonna have to give up draft picks for him.
Yep.
So, and probably pay him the same amount of money or more.
Yep.
So
Definitely more.
I'd rather be able to get somebody and not have to give up anything. And like I said, we can sign up for 1 year, and after next year, you know, whatever, if they want to do something with Brandon Graham or whatever, or you know, we had a space open and we'll have money. So.
And you know, you grab him and you draft a guy like Landry and let him work under Julius for a year or two in case he ain't ready for the NFL speed. Now you got an insurance policy, so yeah, it makes sense.
You know who else I like? I like what's the defensive end? Hubbard from Ohio State. I like him too.
Yeah, he goes. Nobody talks about him. He's ranked.
Yeah, I like him.
He's ranked high though. Brunel Jacob says, "What do you think of Coyle?"
The running back.
Isaiah, yeah.
I actually had him in. You know, when I was narrowing my list down of running backs, he was in like my top 10. And I think he would actually fit our system. Which one of them running backs? Jacksonville. They cut Ivory. But I think I had Ivory in there too.
Jacksonville.
I think I had Crowell. Yeah, I think he would fit our offense though. He's actually the 34th ranked running back.
Yeah, because those guys under Bobby Turner and Kyle Shanahan, if he was 34th, when they get through with him, he'll be around 13 or 14.
He was 34th. Ivory is 19th.
Yeah.
They had Gore 26. They had Orleans Darkwa, who I was looking at. He's number 40, and they have Breeder ranked at number 62.
Yeah,
so they not even giving him no. I mean, like I said, he's limited. He was playing backup roles pretty much all season.
He can't do nothing.
I understand that.
Yeah. Did you know? I think is on that survey. I don't. Correct me if I'm wrong. Did you see Carlos in the top 10?
No, he's ranked 21.
21, I guess. I mean, I must in another category. I saw Carlos rated very high.
I mean, in certain categories, yeah. Like what was it? No, because his yards after, I think he was only at 3.9.
Yeah, yards after contact is where Carlos is like king.
Yeah.
This is DXVIION is the name. I'm not even trying to pronounce that. Would you rather sign a starting free agent running back or have Joe Williams and Matt Breida duke it out for starting running back and not sign a running back this offseason and save up?
Save up what? We got $60 million. We got to spend that, baby. Ain't no saving. You got to spend some of Jed Moneybags dollars up in here, baby.
Yeah.
All that money we was with Bucky and them. That's all we was doing was saving up money, not spending it on nobody. We got to spend that, and I want to spend it on, like I said. Well, you don't want Gore here. You don't want to see Gore get that ring. You don't want to see Dion Lewis coming out the backfield and Jimmy G hitting him on a swing route.
Yeah,
good.
That's attractive stuff, ain't it?
I like Joe Williams, but you know, he was hurt last year, so you don't know what you're gonna get with him. Listen. We can win now. I ain't trying to bet on a whole bunch of uncertainties.
You know, your best teams don't have any money. You notice that? Teams that are winning don't have any money. All right, Derek, do you really think that Joe Williams was hurt last year? I'm still thinking that Joe Williams was being hidden under the auspices of being hurt. I said, Joe Williams.
Hope so.
Yeah, I said Joe Williams he went to a how you hold on to the ball camp for the rest of the season because the 49ers were embarrassed by the fact that they drafted him and he failed because Joe could run that ball though. I mean, he looked pretty running through that line when he could hold the ball, but he couldn't hold the ball. So yeah,
fumbleitis.
Didn't he? One of the worst cases I've ever seen too. And I've seen a few, but that was really bad. It's like his nerves took over at one point, and he just couldn't hold on to it to save his life.
I think it was more mental with him though. I think once he fumbled a few times, it just got mental.
Yeah. I mean, just
he tried harder, put more pressure on himself, and it was it snowballed.
Right. I mean, he couldn't even handle a handoff. I mean, they was trying to hand the ball to him. Here, Joe. Joe's fumbling, dropping the ball right down. I said, oh my God. What did he put some olive oil on his hands before he came out? What in the world is wrong with him? And they just made him sit down. Oh my God. It went to the next level. Damn. So, that's why I said, he's got an ankle. We're going to put him on the IR for the rest of the season. Ain't nothing wrong with his ankle, man. And if it was, we wouldn't have to put him on there for the rest of the season. You guys are hiding him out because you lost face. Joe has got a problem and you can't admit it. So, they're working. We got somebody on the phone, Derek. Area code is 916. Hello? All right. I forgot to mention, if you do have a question, you can call in and get it. I forgot to mention that. You can. We almost had somebody do that just now. So you can ring in or you can text in like you're doing now. Jose Moreno says, what do you guys think about Chubb? Chubb D? Chubb's defense? Oh, defensive end. Yeah, I'm sorry. Chubb, defensive end. Bradley Chubb. You know what? You just went over that a couple of minutes ago, too. But yeah, I guess you can repeat it. You're not impressed.
He's solid. I mean, like I said, I think if we picked him up or if we got him at 9, I mean, it's a good position for him considering everybody has him in, top 3 or 4 or 5. So, if we can get him at 9, I ain't going up to get him. I don't feel that good about him where I'm trading up to get him. But if he falls to us and he happens to be right there, yeah. But then again, I'm lying because if he's there and Tremaine Edmonds there, I'm still taking Tremaine Edmonds.
Yeah.
I don't care nobody.
You know what? Same here.
Hey, give me Tremaine Edmonds. I got him. He already in a 49ers uniform, if you ask me.
Because, I mean, you know what Tremaine can bring to the table and what we need. And Bradley Chubb, Derek, here's something else, too. We got Richard Sherman out there, very long body, wings. Richard's arms go on forever, right? You also got a Kello on the other side of the field. The essence of that defense is you've got long DBs that are back there clogging up lanes and causing that quarterback to hesitate. Our rush may look a little better this year just because of that. This is going to be interesting to see because I think that's what helped out that frontline defense with the Hawks as well. You don't want to throw on Richard anyway when we were playing with him. I mean, Richard had people closing half the field off. Even Aaron Rodgers refused to throw the ball in that 1 year. And I said, oh, hell no. That's why I really hated him. Throw that ball. He ain't going to be able to catch every damn thing. But I think we may have an advantage there.
And then imagine Edmonds. He about 6'5", so imagine him playing outside linebacker. You're going to have to throw over top of him. Good.
And his athleticism, too. Your tight end thought he was going to sprint downfield. He didn't know that Edmonds can run faster than he can. And, now you got long, speedy, and going down the field with force. Rhodes Matheson wants to know if Tremaine Edmonds is there at number 9, we need to take him. Well, we just addressed that. Yeah. Do you take
grabbing
him?
Mm-hmm.
Dustin Mayer wants to know, do you like Brandon Graham or Derrick Johnson?
Brandon Graham or Derrick Johnson?
Who is Derrick Johnson?
You talking about the linebacker? Or you talking about somebody in the draft?
Oh, you got Derrick. Wait a minute. I'm Derrick Johnson. Linebacker. You know what? The comparison is what threw me off. Let me see that question again. Brandon Graham versus Derrick Johnson. See, that was such a Dustin. That's not even a question.
That's an inside linebacker and a defensive end.
And Derrick Johnson is 30-something years old. Brandon Graham, I think, is 29 or 30.
And he's under contract already. So
yeah.
That's the only thing about that.
Yeah.
I like Brandon Graham, though.
Oh, Brandon Graham is that's a guy who won the Super Bowl. Brandon Graham is an absolute beast. You put him next to DeForest Buckner, and you got a whole nother game going. Now you can't just – people isolated on DeForest Buckner, right? So that's why I always say, DeForest Buckner gets a lot of credit for his pressures and things like that, but he can't get in because they're using everybody they got on the offensive line because they're not concerned about what's coming off the edge. Or they can use one guy to handle the guy on the edge. DeForest has got every dude on the offensive line working him. Damn. So, Gary Johal wants to know, what do you think of Reuben Foster's situation?
Yeah, we went over that earlier. Like I said earlier, from what I'm hearing, it shouldn't be. It's between 2 and 4 games. Under what they found out so far. If anything else comes up, which I don't think it will, any surprises or anything, it should be only, more than likely 2 games is what I'm hearing, across different, sites and stuff. But if that's all it is, we can live with that, and hopefully,
And then you do sign Derrick Johnson,
Yeah,
Derrick Johnson. And I got a feeling because John has no problem calling these guys up. I think he'll get Johnson. He may even get. You know what? Peppers could be seriously in the mix because he tried out a lot of guys last year he was unsatisfied with. Remember we had a guy off a lineman every week. John Lynch was calling the lineman in to see if they could offer anything. We had everybody that was available checking things out in San Francisco. Hilarious. Jim Thomas, we don't need that question. All right, Daniel Alvarez, would you rather get Tremaine Edmonds or the Buckus Award winner, SEC Defensive Player of the Year, Roquan Smith? Hey, you know what? Derek, what is between Roquan and Tremaine? Who you want? If you got them both sitting there at number 9, where you go?
I'm taking Tremaine, man.
You and me both. I'm telling you, man.
Listen, if we didn't have no Reuben Foster, I might rethink that. Maybe.
Yeah.
But we got a linebacker, our future. If he stay out of trouble, we got a future Hall of Fame linebacker already on the roster. We don't need to draft no more inside linebackers.
Mm-hmm.
So now if they was talking about he might get lifetime suspension or suspension for a year or something, that might make me second guess, and I might take Roquan just off a need. But other than that, yeah, I'm taking Tremaine. If you don't, you go watch Tremaine's tape and you tell me which one you're going to take. I like Roquan, but you see Tremaine's tape, I don't need to see no more.
So the man, 19 years old. I tell you what, too, I would take a look at Tremaine off the edge at least during preseason and in practice. Everybody says, he's a linebacker, man. He got no business playing on the edge. You know what, though?
He can play that.
Yeah. And his athleticism says ain't an offensive lineman in the NFL within the next 2 years is going to be able to stop him from coming off that edge either.
Right.
Options with him are endless. Okay. Here we go. If Tremaine falls us, but Buffalo wants to trade with us, Niner Joe, throw a little lighter fluid on it. All right. You got Tremaine Johnson sitting there. We're on the clock. There's Buffalo on the telephone. Niners, you want that 21 and 22? Mr. GM, what you gonna do? You just answered the phone. All of a sudden, you gotta tell him what? Because you ain't got but 5 minutes of that commercial break.
Nah, you can keep that.
He's serious about Tremaine.
Yeah, because you think, like I said, Ronbo, I don't plan on being up here this high again. So I want to get the best pick we can get up here now, because our next picks is going to be 20 or better for the next few years.
Mm-hmm.
So we got plenty of chances. And like I said, we got high second rounds and third rounds that we can use. Them third rounds, we can come back up into the first round, late first round if we want to. So we got enough draft picks that we need to come back in the first round. We can do it.
Yep.
And we ain't got to give up our 9th for that either.
Yeah.
So
and take 21 and 22. You know what, though? I'm curious, though. At 21 and 22, what do you think would be available that would appeal to you at that point in the draft?
21, 22 is probably going to be some wide receivers. There's probably going to be a bunch of wide receivers go around there. Wide receivers and tight ends are probably going to go in 20s.
Yeah.
And maybe some running backs too. That's probably when a lot of them, they're going to go.
Yeah. Because, Penny's going to be available. I've had to think about Penny for the last few weeks since I see the Senior Bowl. He's interested to watch work. So, I have no idea. But after Saquon, because Sony Michelle is getting a lot of Bradley, not Bradley, but Nick
all of them's
Chubb.
gonna be like the 12 to 20s. It's gonna be them, the Michelles, and you better mess around. Cortland Sutton might be he might end up down there too.
Yeah, because there's needs. Some people draft him for need rather than just luxury. So you're right. The phone is back. Naj. Hey, Naj, you got a question for our GM today? Naj?
Hello?
Yeah, Naj. Go ahead, Naj.
All right, the question is, if Tremaine Edmonds is gone, do you go offense knowing that we got Malcolm Smith, or do you get Raekwon?
Hey, Tremaine Edmonds gone?
Yeah, if he's gone.
Damn, that's a real good one. Now you got me thinking now. See, the Tremaine Edmonds gone, then yeah, you gotta go with whatever's the best available then. And I mean, like I said, if Roquan's there at Ben, I mean, like I said, we got Reuben, but if he's the best available, I had to be stupid not to take him. We can. It's like Ronbo said, we can move Reuben or flip flop them or have them playing different positions because they both athletic as hell, and you know what I mean. Okay. So if we need to move Reuben out and put him in the middle, we can do that, or we can interchange them. So yeah, I'd take that. I might have to take him on it. That's a good question
from Alabama.
Yeah. Right. Oh, who you say? You talking about the dude from?
Nah, you talking about Rashawn?
Alabama.
Yeah, Rashawn. What's Rashawn's last name? Yeah.
No, Ridley. I'm talking about Ridley.
Oh, Calvin.
You want to go with him?
Oh, switch. Oh, say. Switching.
Really there at 9? Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
I think Ridley will be actually.
I don't think he's gonna be there at 9, but if he is, yeah.
Hey. You know what? From what all the mock drafts show the people that are going to go, Ridley actually may be there at 9. And you know who likes him a lot? Kyle Shanahan's talked about Ridley. This is going to be interesting.
Yeah. Cleveland's gonna pretty much control
the draft.
What happens in this draft. Yeah, depending on what they doing with the first and the fourth pick, they pretty much are going to control everything. If they do something stupid like they normally do with the first pick, and say they don't draft Saquon, it's going to be a whole bunch of people trying to contact the Giants to get that number 2 pick. I'm telling you.
I think Saquon is going to be a beast in the NFL. But he'll be a bust. No, he's not. He ain't going to be no bust. Man, all right, listen. All right, Naj, thanks, Naj. Sheik has a question. Go ahead, Sheik.
What's up, Ronbo? What's up, Derek? Shout out to you, brother.
What's going on,
What's going on, man? So I have a question. So, with Jimmy G with his offense going, scoring some points, who is your red zone threat, and would you give it a shot? If you don't go for Courtney Sutton, like you say you're going to go for Edmonds, would you give it a shot for Jimmy Graham and bring him in for tight end?
Man, I will take Jimmy Graham. Like I said, in my free agents signings, I had Tyler Eifert, and he's been cleared by doctors already. Like right now, he's cleared and ready to go. They've cleared him to play now, so he's good to go. But yeah, if me and Ronbo was talking about that earlier. Yeah, Jimmy Graham, if we can get him, shit, I'll take him. He's not gonna block worth a fuck.
Yeah,
but
he's just
he's
a big
red zone
diva.
target, so we can just throw jump balls up to him, and I'm sure Jimmy can get the ball to him. So yeah, you damn right, I'll take him too.
Yeah, you know what?
That's what's up.
But Jimmy's got that basketball talent where you know how to block screen people off. He is, but that's all he does, though. So, but that can be valuable. But is he going to be one to play that role? Because I got George Kittle on the field most of the time. Because George works hard to put a man down. George gets off on blocking people. Jimmy Graham gets off of getting away.
But imagine Shanahan running a 2 tight end set out there like that and having George on one side and Jimmy on the other side, both going up the seams.
It would be tough. And there's not a lot of defense in the NFL that can do anything with that. And meanwhile, you go ahead and run a 3 tight end set, and you got that man of men, Selleck, hiding in the dark. You know, because that's how Selleck makes his living. Because all the defense is working on guys that are supposed to be tough to deal with, and there's Selleck wide open.
But you know who did that, and they killed the whole NFL with that. Remember when New England had Gronkowski and Aaron Hernandez?
Yeah, our Aaron got rich off that, didn't he?
Yeah, Aaron couldn't block worth shit, but he could catch, and Gronk did all the dirty work.
Yeah.
But he still caught too. But when they had both of them on the field at the same time, nobody could stop them too. You couldn't stop them. New England was killing everybody with them 2 tight end sets.
And that's why I say, give me tight ends for the red zone. I need my wide receiver between the 20s, and then get me the big, bad, nasty, vicious tight ends in the red zone, or a running back like Saquon who will kill a man to get to the end zone. So, you know, we'll see. Hey, Sheik, good question, man. All right.
Good question, man.
Thank you.
All right,
hit that like, hit that vote.
Thanks, Sheik. Talk to you later. Oh, God. Have we got any more questions?
That was a good question, though, Ronbo.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it? Both of them, actually. Abelos wants to know, what do you think about... Oh, and Vita P. I've become a big Vita P fan lately, too. I didn't know nothing about him until recently, but what do you think about him?
What I think about him?
Yeah.
That man is an immovable object. That man's strong as shit.
Oh, man.
You see how many reps he put up on the bench press? He put up like 30-something?
You know what?
Yeah, it was like 34. I don't know if he break a record or he got close to it.
Yeah, because it was him and Nelson that were like tag teaming on I guess, man. Because Nelson had 35, and I think they made him stop.
Yeah.
And Vita was right. Yeah. I think they was about there the same. I got to look back and see which one of them did the most.
He's strong as hell, and he's we could use a defensive tackle. I mean, we got Earl Mitchell and all of them, but I don't know. We could always upgrade defensive tackle.
Yeah, because Earl Mitchell disappointed me. Toward the end of the season, beginning of the season, he looked like he was going to be absolutely ready this year, and then he sort of fizzled.
He's pretty decent against the run for the most part, but come to pass situation, he leaves a little bit, to desire. Yeah,
he's got to sit down on that third down situation all the time. But you know what? Mostly in that system, usually that's what happens to that. Because they use a nose tackle in the system. It's a hybrid system, right? So they go ahead and put that big guy in the middle for the run, and he sits down during the obvious passing downs. But this is why, what's that guy's name that came over? Sheldon Day? This is why I got such a kick out of Sheldon Day. He was chasing Russie down the field, and Russie was running as hard as he could, and Sheldon was 2 steps behind him. If Wilson wouldn't have turned and got rid of that ball, Day was going to catch him. Whoa!
All right, check this out, Ronbo. This is a stat that'll get you. I looked at our grades for our defensive tackles, right?
Yeah.
DJ Jones was ranked number 79.
Mm-hmm.
Earl Thomas is ranked number 49.
Mm-hmm.
Sheldon Day is ranked 43.
See.
And Buckner's ranked number 8.
See, Sheldon Day's going to be on this team next year. This is going to be interesting to see what happens in between him and DJ. They're going to have to make a choice. But, man, Sheldon Day is for real. Jacksonville's got such a defense that they could get rid of a guy like Sheldon Day. That's what's so scary about Jacksonville.
Yeah, they got Sheldon Day ranked higher than Star Lulatelli in Carolina. He's ranked number 54, and he's a free agent, actually.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about him.
They got him ranked higher than Don Terry Poe. They got Don Terry Poe at number 61.
Poe is a disappointment. He should have looked better than that this year. Daniel Alvarez wants to know, would you get Carlton Davis in the second round or trade up and get Mike Gesicki? Mike Gesicki! God, I like him. Out of Penn State.
Give me the tight end.
Yeah.
Give me the tight end.
Yeah.
Give me the tight end.
41.5 vertical, 4.5, 440. And ran in the 6.7 in the 3 cone. Gesicki.
That's the one Shanahan in love with.
Oh, good. Because the Dallas Cowboys are looking to... Uh-oh. Dallas, you know how Jerry Jones is. He'll take Gesicki in the first round. Damn.
Yeah, Shanahan's in love with Gesicki. So don't be surprised if John Lynch and them draft like that. If they don't move up, they might move back up for him.
Gesicki and Kittle. and have Selleck in there to be that man who gets everything they don't get, or the pressure gets on them. Because Gesicki's a freak, man. That dude, I've never seen a tight end running down the field, and usually they just see you drop the shoulder and try to overpower you. Gesicki jumps up in the air. I said, oh, no, he didn't. When's the last time I seen a tight Vernon Davis is the last dude I seen do all that. What? So, I'm a huge Gesicki fan.
Yeah, I like him too. Give me him.
One last question. Will you draft Mr. GM? This is from Graph N Kicks. Would you draft Shaquem Griffin?
Yeah, I would. Shit, that man, I don't care if he got one hand or not. That man showed me he could play football. I seen him out there catching interceptions with that hand. He can adjust to that. He's played with that thing his whole life, and he got this far. And the stuff he put up at the combine, I didn't know he was that damn fast. Man,
I don't think anybody did. Damn.
Yeah, I didn't. 4.3. He's running. Man, listen, he's running everybody down.
I mean,
Russell Wilson, he ain't got a chance in the world to beat you.
Oh, yes. Russ can't get away. His little brother.
Russ ain't getting away from him.
Shaquille's brother got him. Shaquille probably tell him, hey, man, don't try to run my brother, man. You see my brother coming? Get rid of that ball, Russ. Russ, I'm serious, man.
Okay.
Don't play.
I'm trying to think of where they got him draft. They got him second round.
He's moved up. He was going to be a sixth round pick, and he's moved up. He's a fourth round pick now.
Yeah, because of the combine moved him up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't know. I might. Hey, with one of our second, third rounds.
Yeah.
Man, might take a chance on him, Ronbo.
Because the thing is, Derek, he will add this kind of. There'll be an attitude around the locker room if they see him working like that. If you don't tail drag when you got a guy like him, you should feel very privileged as a football player. You see Shaquem over there working his ass off just to get some time with special teams. If you are out there BSing, you should feel extremely ashamed of yourself, and he should take your job.
Yeah.
That would help me play. Motivate me like crazy. If he gonna work that hard, he can't outwork me, man.
You could ease him in too. You could put him on special teams, have him as like a gunner running down the field to start off the season.
Ain't nobody getting away either. He needs a year to just get used to the NFL. And next year, I'm letting him try out for a position. Last question from Louis Hendricks: would you take Minka at 9 if he is still on the board? Minka, yeah.
Yeah, I'll take Minka if Tremaine Edmonds is gone and Calvin Ridley is gone. I might be inclined to take Minka Fitzpatrick there. I might.
There's gonna be a lot of choices at 9, don't you?
Yeah, that's why I like 9, bro, because we got a lot of. It's gonna be, like I said, depending on what Cleveland and them do, and it's gonna be. We gotta have a lot of options. So.
And that's Seminoles fullback with the washboard stomach, man. That dude, man.
Derwin James.
Man. See, they're not going to re-sign Eric Reed. I just don't believe it. If they don't.
Nah, they ain't going to give him that much money.
Derwin James, I believe that's going to be the premier box safety in the years to come. Like nobody. Every time I watch tapes, I'm just, damn. Derwin takes that game real personal, don't he? Jesus. Anyway, we're going to go ahead. Guys, hey, don't forget, you got to go in the Ronbo Sports app. Please vote for our GM of the day. I already seen the vote. It's looking good, too.
I can't see none of that stuff.
You'll see that later. You'll love it.
All y'all who voted, thank you. I appreciate it, man.
There you go. All right. And fam, be sure to hit that like, please, before you go. And we're gonna say goodbye. And as a matter of fact, ain't nobody sleep at home, are they? Derek, it's getting late out. Derek's way out on the East Coast. Derek, is anybody sleep? Because you got to holler out with me, man.
Oh, no, it's 9:30 here. We good.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Daylight savings time. Yeah. So, Derek, I'm going to count 3, 2, 1. We go hollow out of here.
All right.
And 3, 2, 1. Niners!
Hey, you like that one, Ronbo?
I loved it. Woo!